So quiet though. I don't think we're quite live, but anyway, we're so glad to have you here. And before we get started, I just want to say, oh, we are getting started. All right, very good. All right. Well, I think we're going to start with a fiddle tune. Kaylee and Mary and Gresham, Grace, would y'all do a quick fiddle tune for us? All right. Well, hey, everybody out there in Facebook and YouTube land. We are broadcasting on Facebook and YouTube tonight. So if you would like to tune in and watch this on your television, oh, and Chandler too. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to forget about you. You can watch. You can watch it on YouTube TV. So I think we're going to start off with the fiddle tune here. All right. Whatever fiddle tune you would like, you just pick it. Kaylee and Chandler Speaks and Mary Parker and Grace Stormont. Thank y'all so much. We're going to be hearing more from them later on here in just a minute. You might hear a little popcorn popping in the background. So if you're here in the building and you want some popcorn, sorry, Gresham, right here. There we are. All right, very good. Sorry, I'm not really trained yet on finding my mark on these things, but anyway. But yeah, there's some popcorn back there. My wife also made some delicious cookies there, and she made some brownie batter ones. I think they're horrible though, so just leave those and I'll take care of them later, so don't worry about those. But we also have sodas back there in the fridge, and you just help yourself at any time. Well, we have a fantastic show on tonight. Man, I'm so excited about everybody that's performing tonight. We have all kinds of award winners and up-and-comers. I mean, it's just going to be a wonderful show. And we're going to start out with some young men here. Come on up to the stage, y'all, and get ready to get going. These young folks, go ahead to the next slide there, Gresham. It's always good to be in contact with moms because they send the best pictures. And so I got to get some pictures of the Brannon boys here. Oh, look at them. Look at that, how cute. Playing in the orchestra. Go to the next one there, Gresham. And playing at the orchestra and getting started in their musical careers. And look at that. Boy, they're starting out classical, and boy, they just went country. So we're so glad. Go to the next one there, Gresham. And man, we're glad they're here. They've been playing together for now. Gordon's with them now. Gordon is Mary Parker's little brother, and boy, he is about to break out from under her shadow and come out in his own right. He's playing mandolin over there. But we're glad to have them. How about a great big round of applause for the Ozark Strangers?
In the spring, one sunny day, my good girl left me when she went away. Now she's gone and I don't worry, for I'm sitting on top of the world. She called me up from El Paso, said, "Come back, Daddy, Lord, I miss you so." Now she's gone and I don't worry, for I'm sitting on top of the world. Don't shake the tree. Get out of my orchard, leave my peaches pink. Now she's gone and I don't worry, for I'm sitting on top of the world. Ashes to ashes, and dust to dust. Lord, give me a woman that a man can trust. Now she's gone and I don't worry, for I'm sitting on top of the world. Now she's gone and I don't worry, for I'm sitting on top of the world. Well, as he said, we are the Ozark Strangers. My name is Jordan Brannon, and that song we just played for you is one of our favorites called "Sitting on Top of the World." And this next song we're going to play for you is called "Salt Creek." Hope you guys enjoy it.
Well, that last song we played for you is Salt Creek. Hi, I'm Trey Brennan, just in case anybody doesn't know me. But this next song we're going to play for you is called Jerusalem Ridge, and I honestly do not know how it's going to go. We just kind of smashed it together at the last minute. I hope you enjoy it. It's going to be fun. My heart is beating so fast.
My name is Gordon Parker. I'm going to give you a little brain squeeze right now. So, I heard this the other day. I didn't get it at all at first. So, we have tip fingers, but not tip toes. Yet we can tiptoe, but not tip finger. Let that sink in.
My gears are still turning. I can't figure it out.
Ready?
Hmm?
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. three. There's a lonesome feeling when you're traveling down lonesome road, down lonesome road. Nobody cares a thing about me. It's a heavy load, it's a heavy load. So I was in Kentucky with Mama and Daddy dear, but Mama's gone and so is Daddy, and Kentucky's a long way from here. It's a lonesome feeling when you're traveling down lonesome road, down lonesome road. Nobody cares a thing about me. It's a heavy load, it's a heavy load. I fell in love in Cincinnati. Her love was true, and she told me so. I gave her rings and all my money. Where she ran off to, I'll never know. It's a lonesome feeling when you're traveling down lonesome road, down lonesome road. Nobody cares a thing about me. It's a heavy load, it's a heavy load.
Well, I'm Chris Brannon, and I play the bass. And thank you. And this will be our last song today, and I hope you've enjoyed the show. This one will be called Will the Circle Be Unbroken?
Glory, glory, hallelujah, when I lay my burdens down. Glory, glory, hallelujah, gonna lay my burdens down. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. I was standing by my window on a cold and cloudy day when I heard that hearse come rolling for to carry my mother away. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. I went back home, my home was lonesome, for my mother, she was gone. All my family, they were crying, for my home felt sad and alone. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. Undertaker, 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 please drive slow. For that woman you are hauling, Lord, I'd hate to see her go. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home waiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. There's a better home waiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky.
Ozark Strangers. Man, now everybody's got to follow that. Thanks a lot, guys. Oh, how about another big hand for the Ozark Strangers? Man, Tell you what, man, that's awesome. Thank you guys. All right, I'm gonna start preaching here. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that. But anyway, all righty. Well, this young man that's coming up now. By the way, I want to mention that the reason we're doing the show tonight was we're looking for more supporters. We have the Club Possum is a free show that we've done. This is our 5th year that we're going to be doing Club Possum, and we started doing this back. And when we get into the next intermission, I'll explain more. But if you're interested in contributing, just go to mvmeetingplace.com/donations, and there's a way you can become a patron or just give some money, and you can get a CD and some T-shirts for some stuff. Well, hey, this young man that is coming up, Gresham, go to the first slide there, and this young man that is here, check out that guy. I think he, oh my goodness, look at all that hair, and his wife Maria. I think he married up. What do you think? Yeah, all right. Well, Dave has been around the Ozarks for over 5 decades, becoming immersed in the Ozark music and art culture. He is a regular performer, and here he is doing the MC at the Ozark Christmas show in 1991. Look at that. Look at that handsome fella. Yeah. But Dave is a wonderfully talented multi-instrumentalist and has won many awards for his instrument prowess, but he just won't share them with us. He's just too humble to tell us about all the awards that he has. His passion extends past his mastery of old-time instruments to teaching and to storytelling. Now, this is right here on our porch on the Wildflower. That's Albie Talone and Kirk Hunter. I think it's at a folk fest and doing some fiddling on the porch there. Like I said, his passion extends past his mastery of old-time instruments to teaching and to storytelling. Dave has been an integral part of the Music Roots program in the Rural Special School. Now here he is with his boys, too handsome. I think they're both married, so sorry, ladies. Sorry, ladies. Along with his band Harmony, he has played on stage with Garrison Keillor at the wildly popular NPR radio show Prairie Home Companion. He is the current voice of Ozark's. Okay, here is he doing. He's got doing some music roots with some of his kids. He is the current voice of the Ozark Highlands Radio Theater radio show and podcast Ozark Highlands Radio. He is a master craftsman of many of the Ozark old-time arts, a true Renaissance man. How about a warm welcome for Mr. Dave Smith?
Thanks, Chris. What a great gathering tonight. Weren't those boys great? Yeah. Man, Jerusalem Ridge, holy cow, I wouldn't even begin to try that. Glad to have you all here tonight, especially you folks out there on the internet. I got to thinking while I was listening to those boys play that my set's going to be kind of depressing. I've got some kind of depressing songs, but that's all right. There's a whole genre called blues, and that's all depressing, so why not? This is a song, actually, a little historical note here. Morphine became available during the Civil War, and it was used a lot to alleviate the terrible pain of injured soldiers during that war. In fact, it became known as Soldier's Joy, and that's what the fiddle tune Soldier's Joy is actually about, morphine, believe it or not. But it was a great thing because it saved a lot of people from agonizing pain. It was also the first drug that people became addicted to back in the Army. Here's a song, though, written by Guy Clark called Soldier's Joy, 1863. At first I thought a snake had bit me, it happened mighty quick. It was a bullet bit my leg and right off I got sick. I came to in a wagon load of 10 more wounded men. 5 was dead by the time we reached that bloody tent. Give me some of that soldier's joy, you know what I mean. I don't want to hurt no more, my leg is turning green. A doctor came and he looked at me, and this is what he said. Your dancing days are over, son, it's a good thing you ain't dead. Then he went to work with a carving knife, sweat fell from his brow. About killed me trying to save my life as he dug that lead ball out. Give me some of that soldier's joy, ain't you got no more? Hand me down my walking cane, I ain't cut out for war. Red blood run right through my veins, it run right down on the floor. It dripped right down his apron strings like a river out the door. He handed me a bottle, said, son, drink all that you can. He turned away and then he turned right back with a hacksaw in his hand. Give me some of that soldier's joy, you know what I like. Bear down on that fiddle, boy, just like it's Saturday night. Give me some of that soldier's joy, you know what I crave. I'll be hitting that soldier's joy until I'm in my grave. Thank you. All right, my second depressing song. Actually, it was written by an old friend of mine, Bob Hayes, who lived here in Stone County back in the early 70s. He was from Bonham, Texas, and he was a brakeman on the Southern Pacific Railroad. And this song he actually wrote one night riding in a caboose of a freight train across Texas. How's that for romantic songwriting? It's called, actually it was originally called Break and Run, and another friend of mine took it and changed it a little bit and added a chorus to it. Trying to think of what he called it. It's here. On a freight train late at night, all the clouds in the sky look like fortresses above, they look like castles up on high. And I think of my home in North Carolina far away, where my mama waits for me every night and day, Lord, night and day. In a Waco poker game, all the gamblers gathered round. I saw one draw his gun before I thought I shot him down. Well, I guess I should have known that a gambler just can't win. And they gave me 15 years in Huntsville Pen, Huntsville Pen. The train begins to slow, pulling into Longview town. A hawkshaw and a brakeman are looking it up and down. Although I've done my time, I know I have to run when I see the brakeman's light shining on the hawkshaw's gun. I hear the guns report, feel a bullet in my back. I fall bleeding and dying alongside the railroad track. I hear the brakeman say, Jim, you shot the wrong one. He said if he wasn't guilty, well then why did he break and run? Break and run, break and run. A gambling man with his gambling done. In a little home in Asheville sits a mother all alone. A letter in her hand saying her son won't be back home. She must live by herself all the rest of her days. all because of her son's reckless ways, Lord, reckless ways. Thank you. I'm reading a great book right now that was published in Fox, where I live up on the mountain. Maybe about 10 years ago. There's a great history of Fox. It was first settled about 1840, and there's all these families at Fox that are related to the original settlers there, and they put together a history book of the history of the whole Fox area and the history of all the families, and it's really interesting. And right now I'm going through it, and it makes me think about a lot of the old houses that I've seen around Fox. When I came there were a bunch of old houses, old abandoned wooden houses. Most of them have fallen down by now. All my life I've been attracted to abandoned houses. I don't know why. When I was a kid, my family used to travel about 200 miles to visit my dad's family, and we'd go by these old houses, and I would beg my dad to stop. Of course, he never would. So now I stop whenever I see an old abandoned house. I've been thrown out of a bunch of them, but I love to go in an old house and look around and see what's, you see an old bedstead in there, and you think about how many babies were born in that bed, and who died in that bed. And just a lot of history in all these old houses. And it was the title of this song that really kind of intrigued me. It's called If These Walls Could Speak. It's a Jimmy Webb song. If these old walls could speak of things that they remember well, stories and faces dearly held, a couple in love living week to week, rooms full of laughter, if these walls could speak. If these old halls, these hallowed halls could talk, these would have a tale to tell, sun going down and dinner bell, and children playing at hide and seek from floor to rafter, if these walls could speak. They would tell you that I'm sorry for being cold and blind and weak. They would tell you that it's only I have a stubborn streak, if these old walls could speak. If these old-fashioned window panes were eyes, I guess they would have seen it all, each little tear and sigh and footfall, and every dream that we came to seek or followed after, if these walls could speak. They would tell you that I owe you more than I could ever pay. Here's someone who really loves you, don't ever go away. That's what these walls would say. That's what these walls would say. That's what these walls would say. Thank you. Thank you very much. I got one more for you here. I'm going to throw my guitar all out of tune here. When Dwayne Porterfield got here, he asked me if I was going to do Jenny Bryce. I said, no, I hate it when Cindy cries. Sorry. So this is another song by James Keelahan, the guy who wrote Jenny Bryce, which is a great song. James is a great songwriter. He lives in Canada. Great voice and a great songwriter. He's been here to Mountain View a couple of times in the past, back when we had a coffee house in town. And I sang this song for Dr. Neil Compton. A lot of you young folks don't know this, but back in the 1960s, the Buffalo River was in real danger of being dammed up. The Corps of Engineers wanted to build 2 dams on the Buffalo, and if they had done that, first of all that beautiful river bottom would be gone, and Marshall would now probably be like Heber Springs, and there'd be resorts and there'd be boat places, and it would be a really commercialized place. And as it is now, it's the beautiful, scenic Buffalo River. So I got to sing this song for Neil. Neil Compton took it upon himself to save the Buffalo River. He started an organization called the Ozark Society, and they lobbied really hard, and they got the Buffalo River changed into a national river, which is a lot better than it would have been if it had been a couple of lakes. So James wrote this song called River Run. River of blue, cut through the valley, swept past the willows and the sandy bar, ran so swift, lost in my memory, but the way things were is not the way things are. We used to swim in the crook of its arm in the summer's heat, who could be blamed? Avoided the rapids as best as we could, never thought that that stream could be tamed. Long ago I gave up that riverside valley, traded coolies for towers of steel. Avoided the valleys and vistas of childhood for the things that they told me were real. No more would I run with the speed of a colt across the gravel down by waterside, to race with a twig I threw in at the bend. Couldn't catch it, though God knows I tried. Now the river's not running as fast as it did. There's a dam there restricting the flow, and I don't run either as fast as I could. Seems that river and I have grown old. Oh, now it's strange in returning to places of youth. Seems your memory has made a mistake, 'cause the place that once scared you with Whitewater Run and has been turned by decree to a lake makes me think about how I smoothed out the wrinkles, made the waters as long as you please. Makes me think about how that river and I were both happier when we ran free. Now the river's not running as fast as it could. There's a dam there restricting the flow, and I don't run either as fast as I could. Seems that river and I have grown old. Seems that river and I have grown old. Thank you very much.
Very good.
Stay
Thank you, Dave.
tuned for Kaylee and Kaylee and Chandler and Grace, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's right. Yeah, we're and I want to know that we're going to try to get Harmony to come play at a club. Possum. Would y'all like to hear Harmony, the Dave's group Harmony, come play? Oh man, I tell you, they're a wonderful group, and they play a lot of Charlie Sandage history songs. And by the way, you need to go to the Arkansas Country Music Awards website and vote for Charlie Sandage for Songwriter of the Year. He is long past due for any of his awards for some of his absolutely phenomenal songwriting. He has written a lot of historic Arkansas songs, and so go vote. And we'll be talking more. We've got a lot of Arkansas Country Music Award nominees. Actually, one is on stage at this time. It's Grace Stormont. She's nominated for every category, I think, except for the male categories. And so next year she's going to identify as a male and get in those categories. No, I'm just kidding. She's not going to do that. No, that's not true. That's not true. That's totally not true. Anyway, go ahead with that first slide there, Gresham. Look at those cute kids. Oh, look at that. Little Paige, look at you. Kaylee was just barely taller than her brothers there. My goodness. Well, I tell you what, we are so glad to have these folks here. We'll talk about, we're going to play a little video here. Go ahead, Gresham. She has grown up quite a bit since then and has won many awards, including first place at the 2016 Arkansas State Junior Division Fiddle Contest, the 2017 Ozark Folk Center Female Performer of the Year. She has won the 2018 Ozark Folk Center Musician of the Year. You can go to the next slide there, Grisham. And she won the 2019 Ozark Folk Center Female Performer of the Year and Band of the Year with their group Taller Than You. And they are coming up later. There they are. And plus, she's placed either second or third in multiple fiddle and banjo competitions. She currently plays with several bands, including the newest popular band, Taller Than You. Check out they did bring some CDs, so if you're interested in getting one of their CDs, they are back there at the table. All right. And so look at that. My goodness. Well, I'll tell you what, young men, she is definitely a catch. But you should know, before you get any ideas, that she's a heck of a shot. And she has a hard-working daddy and a red-headed mama and triplet brothers. So you better watch out. All righty. Well, Kaylee is one super talented girl, and being super talented, she draws super talented folks. And tonight she's going to play with Grace and Chandler. So how about a great big round of applause for Kaylee, Grace, and Chandler?
went together. And I thought of your smile and the touch of your hand, of how I wept the day that you left me, and your dear soul departed to a new peaceful land. And although I'll never wake to see you lying beside me or feel your warm embrace, I know you're singing with angels, and your sweet soul rejoices in that beautiful place. Years ago we made a promise to stick with each other through thick and through thin. Well, darling, we kept that promise until dying you whispered, I'll meet you again. I was crying right there by your side, dear, when the angels came down for to carry you home. We buried you neath the old willow, placed a lily on your grave, then journeyed on home. And although I'll never wake to see you lying beside me or feel your warm embrace, I know you're singing with angels, and your sweet soul rejoices in that beautiful place. Now most every night I go walking down to the old place where your body does lie. It's the very place where we were married, where they'll lay me to rest when we meet in the sky. And although I'll never wake to see you lying beside me or feel your warm embrace, I know you'll meet me in heaven, and our souls will rejoice in that beautiful place. Oh, I know you'll meet me in heaven, and our souls will rejoice in that beautiful place. Thank y'all. That was one that I wrote when I was about 15. It's called In That Beautiful Place. Kinda, you probably could have guessed that, but you know. Let's see, what are we doing next, Kaylee? A feudal song?
I forgot what it's called.
Okay, I think it's a medley of tunes, and I know it's in the key of A if any of y'all want to play along with us. At home or here. I mean, there's plenty of musicians in here.
It's
One of them's Billy in the Low Ground, and
And
the
the
other
other
one's something
Booth
else.
Shot Lincoln.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that song we just did, Grace actually got nominated for Inspirational Artist of the Year in the Arkansas Country Music Awards with that one, I think.
I don't know. I don't know how I got that, because I don't necessarily consider that a gospel song. our last one? Alrighty. Let's see. Got my change. Alright, do you want to say anything about it? Or do you not want to say anything about it?
Well, we know you can talk.
I can talk, yeah. This is one I wrote. It's the first time anybody's heard it, so I hope it is okay.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah, it'll be great.
We all support you, Kay. It's okay.
You're among friends.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
scary part.
Yeah, they'll be honest.
Exactly.
Don't worry about it.
Blue, did I see you dancing through the fields? Saw a little girl with a red dress on, and it still gives me chills. We all cried the day you died in the year of '64. Every day you cross my mind like no one has before. And I still see you walking through those hills, just like when we were young, just holding to my hand, so free and having fun. And someone took your life and ended both our dreams, but I still feel you walking right next to me. Katie Lou, did I see you picking flowers for your hair, making crowns like we used to for both of us to wear? Best friends forever, we once said, but for time I was wanting more. Ever since you left that day, my heart in half was torn. And I still see you walking through those hills, just like when we were young, just holding to my hand, so free and having fun. Then someone took your life and ended both our dreams, but I still feel you walking right next to me. Some say you haunt these hills, but I don't see it that way. I just see a friend of mine that I wish could have stayed. And I still see you walking through those hills, just like when we were young, just holding to my hand, so free and having fun. Then someone took your life and ended both our dreams, but I still feel you walking right next to me. Oh, I still feel you walking right next to me.
Is that it? Oh, wow. Okay. Very good. Well, hey, how about another round of applause for Kaylee, Grace, and Chandler? Now, Kaylee, that was an original song that you wrote, right? When are you doing a CD? Huh? Huh? All right. Well, we're going to have a little intermission now, but first I want to bring on stage Michelle Atchison from Centennial Bank. How about a big hand for Michelle? Very good. So, Shelly and I, we started doing business with Centennial several years ago, and we have just been... Oh, other side. Okay. There, now you can see us? All right. Sorry. We just got the one camera in the back, and all right. But anyway, so we started doing business with Centennial several years ago, and they have just been absolutely wonderful working with us to get our cottages built and doing all kinds of sorts of stuff. And so I asked them, about helping out with Club Possum, and they have been very generous to give us $500. Very good. And so thank you so much. Thank you so much. Did you want to say something?
I just want to say that Centennial, I don't know how much you guys know, but we do give a lot to our community here in Mountain View, and all of our branches do and try real hard to give money. And so it is an honor to be here. And you guys can sing. You're amazing. I just want to say it's really, y'all, you guys are good. So I appreciate y'all, and thank you for having me here.
Hey, thank you very much. Thank you so much. Look at that. $500. Thank you so much, Michelle. All right. And a big thank you to Brad Shipman over there, too, and who is the big boss. And we've had great business. So you're going to be hearing a lot of us during the year say thank you to Centennial Bank. And so thank you very much, Michelle. I appreciate that. That could go toward a motorcycle. No, that's not true. That's totally. You're exactly right, Gresham. I think Shelley has said my motorcycle days are over with. But anyway, no, that's going to go to helping us get a little bit more equipment, paying our musicians a little bit. So how about another big hand for Michelle and Centennial Bank? Thank you so much. All right. Well, Gresham, if you want to turn the lights on, we're going to just do a quick intermission here. And but while we're doing the intermission, there is some popcorn, and there's cookies, and there's Cokes back there, so help yourself. But I want to take just a minute, and I want to talk about Club Possum and where we are. So, like I said, this is the 5th year that we're getting into Club Possum, and we have just had an amazing growth here. And so we built the Mountain View Meeting Place in 2016, and with some great help from the city and the county government. When we wanted to do something, there was a little yellow building here, and we had some folks that came, and Scott Poole and some other folks, we were going to just kind of renovate the inside, and it was just rotten from the bottom to the top. So we decided to go ahead and just knock it down, and we just couldn't afford to do that. But Stacey Avey, County Judge Stacey Avey, Mayor Roger Gardner, and Sheriff Lance Bonds came over and said, we like what you're going to do, and we're going to help you destroy the building that was here. And so go ahead with the next slide there, Grisham. And that was our first symbol. But go ahead to the next one there. So this is kind of what we started with. We started with the slab, and I also want to say thanks to Todd Lancaster. We did a little land trading and got our slab built for free. Go to the next one there, Gresham. And so we started building. The Mass Brothers with Cahokia Construction came and did the framing. All right, Gresham, go to the next one there. And then and I want to give a little shout out to Ty Pipkins. Now, Ty wasn't living in Mountain View at the time. Yeah, that's Turner's uncle. But Ty and Jamie have moved to Mountain View, and they have a wonderful marriage ministry called Choose to Stay. But Ty is working for, what's the electric company? Homestead Electric now. He's going to do some more electric work for us. But he came with Donnie Plunkett, and they installed the metal on this building for free. They were awesome. And so, and then Gresham, go to the next slide there. And there it is, all finished up, and we got a barn quilt on it. And I tell you, it's been wonderful. I did a little work myself, and then George Halsey came behind me and corrected all my mistakes. So, but a lot of what you see inside is the work of George Halsey and Halsey Construction. So if you're looking for cabinets or anything, absolutely George Halsey. He actually built this stage too. So Dwayne, be careful on there. No, they're really great. And but we actually started Club Possum in 2017. Go to the next slide there, Gresham. And our actual first performance, go to the next one. Our actual first performance was this lady. Do you recognize her? your prayers because she's getting some. She's kind of hurt her hand, and we want her and Haley back playing with sibling rivalry. So keep her in your prayers. Was we want them to come back and play. We've had Billy Martin and Mayor Roger Gardner, Don Mellon, Dwayne Porterfield was one of the first ones here. Pam Setzer, Earl Hees, Casey Penn, and Buddy Case. Virgil Brawley, God rest his soul. And Gresham McMillan, of course. Albie Talone, and Kaylee, and the Speaks family in 5 South. And so many other performers performed that first year. It was absolutely amazing. We've been able to upgrade equipment as we went along, and on our software as well. And so the reason that we want to grow is that we want a high-quality show. You know, we're so blessed to have these wonderful musicians, absolutely talented musicians here, and we want them to play on the best equipment, have the best broadcast software, have the audience really get a good experience. And so we're all the time trying to find ways to upgrade our show and make it a great experience for the audience and for the musicians. But as we've grown, so have our expenses too. Because we went online, I got a call from ASCAP licensing, and so now we have to pay an ASCAP license fee for every show that we do. That's just part of a music business we have to do. And so for every show we have to pay a little bit, but we also have to pay for electricity. We have to pay for all the software that we use, broadcasting and all that stuff. Just costs a little bit here and there, and it adds up. And we want to keep this show free. That's one of the 3 principles that we've started this show. We want musicians to play anything they want to. We want the show to be free, and we want the musicians to get 100% of the tips that they receive. So we don't want that to change ever, and we won't change it ever. So the reason that we're doing this show and looking for, or would like to get some more sponsors. Now, let me take a minute, and I want to say thank you to a bunch of our patrons already. You know, last year during this COVID epidemic, did anybody get affected by the COVID epidemic? Well, of course you did. Everybody did in some way or another. We actually had some small businesses go out of business here in town, which was very sad. And so a lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people lost family members. But musicians were also hurt. You know, venues closed. Performances, they weren't able to do performances. But we were able to keep going on our show because we did a broadcast. And I'm glad that we were able to do that. But we want to keep doing that. We want to keep going with Club Possum and provide a place for musicians to play and provide a place for Music Roots students to come and for these young musicians to grow and become great. And we want to keep our show a very high quality. Now, also, I want to say real quick, Club Possum is more than just about the music. Now I'm going to talk later on about Music Roots and how Music Roots helps kids in many, many, many ways, and music helps kids in many ways, but also, but just Club Possum and the Mountain View Community Place organization. I was having a discussion with someone the other day about helping out in the community, and our business is not just responsible to provide a good show. We want to make sure we're employing people. We hired Gresham last year, and we also in this year we're hiring Kaylee Speaks as our social media manager and all-around technical guru. So how about a hand for Gresham and Kaylee, because they do a great job. I told her mom, when I was talking to Kaylee, I said, now Kaylee, if you need any help with any of the online stuff, you let me know. And Kaylee was so nice not to roll her eyes at me, but she just said, okay, I will let you know if I need help. So, but she has done even just in the short time, she's done a phenomenal job getting events on Facebook, getting online. And Gresham has done a great job with the sound engineering and broadcasting. And so I'm so glad to have them. And the way that we can keep them paid is for all these donations, all these from Centennial Bank, all of our patrons. So let me take just a minute and say, I want to say specifically thank you to Dwayne and Cindy, who are not only musicians, but some of our one of our patrons. Myron and Christina, they are watching online. Hey, y'all. And they're live here in Mountain View, and they're one of our monthly patrons. Vera Drake, she is a patron, and she not only does she give, but she also tips our musicians every week. She's amazing. Patricia Parmley, and our latest patron, Patty Neven. Now she just got in, and she is on our top tier, so she's giving $40 a month, which is absolutely amazing. So thank you so much, Patty. And Patty watches from up in Wisconsin, so she's so glad to be able to watch the show, and we're glad to have you. Thank you, Patty, so much. We're so grateful for you, and we're grateful for all of our supporters. Every little bit helps us keep our musicians where we could pay them a little bit more than just the tips. We can keep our folks employed, and we can upgrade our equipment. And so tonight, for this telethon patron drive, if you would like to, if you're not so much into giving joining the Patreon, becoming a Possum patron through Patreon, if you wanted to give a one-time donation, if you give $30, then you get to pick a CD, and we'll send you a CD as a free gift. And that's, Dwayne, did you bring CDs? Okay, very good. So Dwayne Porterfield CD, Lillian McCool, one of her latest CDs, Taller Than You, one of her CDs, and Grace, did you bring CDs? No, but we could. But you still do you have some at home? Okay, very good. I think she thought her CD was going to be a million seller, but she ended up with $1 million in the cellar. No, that's not true. That's not true. I have to send Pappy Mellon $1 for using his joke. But no, she has a great CD. So any of those CDs that you would like, if you go to mvmeetingplace.com, which is our website, /donations, and you'll see a link there to either go to the Patreon site or a PayPal link where you can make. Oh, good, yes. Go to mvmeetingplace.com/donations, and all the links are there. You can do a $30 or a $60 donation, or if you're just feeling generous, there's also a donate button where you can just donate however much you like. Because we'll sure take it. We sure like it. We appreciate it. Every bit of the money goes to support Mountain View music scene. So we're very, very grateful. So I'm going to... Now, a lot of folks, I know that COVID has really hit folks a lot, and so you're not in a position to give. But that's okay. You know, you can support us by watching us. You can share it. Share. Tell everybody about us. You see a musician that you like, get on there and tip them. Give them a little bit of tips online. We do, of course, live tips here, but there's a link to where you can tip musicians during the show, and 100% of the tips go to the musicians. Now, PayPal will take a little bit, but we don't take any of it. Every bit that PayPal gives us, we pass on to our musicians, okay? And so if you are, if you're just wanting to share, wanting to help, and you can do it by sharing. And I'm going to quit talking, but I do want to say thank you so much for all even just showing up tonight. That is a huge, huge thing. And all the musicians who've come to play tonight, thank you very much. I'm looking forward to a fantastic season of Club Possum. We've got great musicians. Love Holler is going to be coming back. We're checking out to see if Bonafide String Band will come back. And Dwayne Porterfield will be back at some point. And, but and all the folks you see tonight, they're going to be back at some point. We're so glad. But anyway, all right. Well, I'm going to quit jawing here. Go ahead and show that first slide there. I want to introduce this young man here, Mr. Dwayne Porterfield. Now, Dwayne Porterfield is, and I'm serious when I say he is one of my true heroes. He and Cindy, go to the next slide there. He and Cindy, look at those, look at that handsome couple. Oh, hey, let me say real quick. You know, I went to Facebook to get a lot of these pictures, but when I went to Dwayne and Cindy's, that was the funnest I'd ever had. Looking at some of those pictures, and I'm gonna share a few with you. So he and Cindy moved to Mountain View after Dwayne retired from the Kansas City Police Department, and so I do want to sincerely say thank you for your service, because it is, being in law enforcement is a very difficult thing these days. They both have been intensely involved in the Mountain View music culture, giving of their time and their money to support the music scene. And a little shout out to Cindy. Cindy has been awarded Volunteer of the Year several times for her filming and helping out with all the contests and stuff. So, you know, over the years, now Dwayne has had a little bit of rough time in his life. Go ahead to the next slide there. I think he's had some identity issues, you know, and go ahead to the next slide there. And he wears a dress sometimes, you know, and but he's pushed through. He has pushed through. He's battled on. Go ahead, go to the next slide there, Grisham. And he's come through, and he's won some awards. Going on to, he won the first place at the 2000 Kansas State Fiddling and Picking Competition for the Mountain Dulcimer. He won first place at the 2003 Southern Regional Mountain Dulcimer Contest at the Ozark Folk Center. He won first place at the Kansas State Fiddling and Picking Championship Old Time and Banjo, and he won first place at the National Mountain Dulcimer Competition in Winfield, Kansas. And he also won Male Entertainer of the Year at the Chippendales Club of Kansas City. Oh, no, I'm sorry. No. I mean the Entertainer of the Year at the Ozark Folk Center. Sorry. Boy, I let that slip, didn't I? So, sorry about that. No, I truly, I really do enjoy giving Dwayne a hard time, but I am truly honored to know him and call him a friend. Not only is he a regular Club Possum musician, he's also a Possum patron. He and Cindy are Possum patrons, so how about a great big round of applause for Dwayne Porterfield.
Thank you. This is a mountain dulcimer. They're made right here in Mountain View, and they go all over the world right here from Mountain View. This one's my favorite one out of the, I think, 19 that I have right now. But they're addictive. But so I'll play another tune on that. This one's called Night in That Land. All right, thank you. Now I'll move to this one. And I asked Kaylee if she wouldn't mind come up here and help me out on a song. We also need to say a thank you to Chris and Shelley for providing this place for us to play these tunes. We haven't had too many places to be able to do that lately, so we sure appreciate them, don't we, Kaylee? Okay, y'all can clap for Chris and This one by, I heard it a while back from the Oak Ridge Boys, I believe. Great playing with these fiddlers, especially the champion ones. They can just jump in there when you need them to. I hear a rooster crowing. It's a frosty morning. I can almost see the sign. Missouri line. You don't need a map to get there. You can get there from anywhere. When you go in your head, I can see the arms out reaching, just like the day I was leaving. It's been oh so many years. Let me get on the Frisco silver dollar line and take my time and see all I can see. Fiddler, rosin up your bow. We'll have our own Ozark Mountain Jubilee. If I can't be the favorite son, I'll be the prodigal one. 'Cause I've been gone so long. Oh, how the years have flown by. Oh, how I realize I've been gone too long. Frisco silver dollar line and take my time and see all I can see. Fiddler, rosin up your bow. We'll have our own Ozark Mountain Jubilee. Thank you. Yeah, we practiced that this afternoon. It's the first time we've ever played it together this afternoon. Now, if Grace, would you? Grace and I occasionally we play in a band together when she ain't mad at me. So, where do you want to be?
This right here, fine.
Oh man. We're gonna do one for you that's a little bit
What key do you do this in?
faster. I do it in G.
Good, I didn't bring a cable.
Remember?
Yeah.
You sure?
I don't know.
We'll see what happens. You know what? This will be my final song. Thanks for listening. And it's always a good idea to play banjo right before the banjo champion of the nation gets up here.
No.
I don't know what I was thinking. Who scheduled this anyway?
Chris.
Thank y'all. Kaylee, Grace.
All right. Hey, how about another big hand for Kaylee, Grace, and Dwayne? Man, I tell you what, man, that's some fine picking and grinning right there. That's what I'm talking about. Well, Lillian, I'm sorry that you have to follow that. Yeah. I think our next fundraiser is going to be held so we can get a guitar strap for Dwayne. Bless his heart, you know. Well, I thought at one point we were going to have to do a fundraiser for Grace to get shoes, but it looks like she's already got some. So, but anyway, all right. Well, we have some fine folks coming up to play here. Oh, it's you, Crystal. Oh, never mind then. No, I'm just teasing. It's Lillian. Lillian. And so, all right. Well, I'm going to let Gresham get back to the computer, and we're going to go to the next slide here. So this young lady that has come into the stage, I've got to actually see her kind of grow up, even just in the 5 years, 6 years. We've been here 6 years this year. I cannot believe it. This is the 5th year of Club Possum, and the 6th year that Shelley and I have been here. We bought the Wildflower in 2015. So yeah, it'll be 6 years in May. So yeah, go to the next slide there, and oh yeah, are we at intermission? Okay, my bad. What's that, Lillian? Okay, did I mess up the slides? Okay, well, I'll be honest with you, when I was getting these slides together, I accidentally pressed the wrong button and they were just jumbled all together. And so I had to go back and put them in. So I might have, you want to skip ahead to the Lillian slides? No. Oh, did I leave them out? Okay. Alrighty. Well, I'll tell you what. Well, let me just talk about Lillian. Next time she comes to Club Possum, I'll have them ready. So sorry, Lillian. But anyway, so this young lady, when she was growing up, you didn't really have a chance but to play bluegrass with since your mom and dad are both pretty hardcore bluegrass musicians, and so you were going to play some bluegrass. You were going to play some music growing up. So, come on through, Crystal. Yeah. So, her dad plays a mean bluegrass banjo, and her mom plays a mean bass and a fiddle. And so, she was destined to play some kind of music, and so they had a little band with Scott and Shay called the Porch Pickers at one time. And I had a great picture of y'all. Man, I hate that slide didn't make it. Parlor Pickers, because it was the inn at Mountain View. It was the inn at Mountain View. That's right, the Parlor Pickers. And so, but Lillian has played several instruments over the years, but her main focus has been banjo under the tutelage of Lucas Poole. Is that right, Lillian? You've taken a lot of lessons from Lucas Poole?
Yes, sir. Most of my lessons have
Yeah. Right. Well, that, boy, you can't go wrong there. And so, but she's won many awards. And you know what? What really sticks, I had a great picture. I had a great slide of y'all playing at the Jimmy Driftwood Barn years ago. And I was going to say, I wish Lillian would stand up, but she is standing up. That's my favorite Lillian joke. Anyway, but Lillian has won many awards for her banjo performance. She won 3 years in a row Arkansas State Old Time Banjo, 2015 to 2017 in the junior division. She won the 2015 Rising Legend Award. She won the 2017 Youth Performer of the Year Award at the Ozark Folk Center. She won in 2017, she won first place at the Oklahoma International Bluegrass Festival, Byron Berlin Youth Instrument Champion in Banjo. She won The 2019, she won first place and grand champion at the Ozark Folk Center at the Arkansas State Old Time Banjo Contest. And in 2018, I was there, got to see it live in person. Lillian is the youngest ever national clawhammer banjo champion. How about a big hand for that? Man, tell you what, I was there.
Is that the same year we won jug band contest?
That's exactly right. Yeah,
I forgot about
we
that.
won the jug band contest that year. That was
That
awesome.
was fun.
That was so much fun. But anyway, we're so glad to have this young lady here playing with us, and she is just a great musician, and of course, great musicians attract great musicians. How about a great big round of applause for Lillian McCool?
Ready? It's not the first time I've been here before, but of all the loves I've lost, I've loved you so much more. I can't change you, and I'm tired of trying. Here comes rain, Lord, the teardrops fill my eyes. It's raining in the Ozarks, hide my tears and mend my broken heart. Since you left me behind, the sun never shines. It just rains, rains, rains all the time. Walking in the rain, I got you on my mind. The friends that I pass all think I'm doing fine. They can't tell, then I'm in pain, 'cause my teardrops blend with the rain. It's raining in the Ozarks, and my tears and mend my broken heart. Since you left me behind, the sun never shines. It just rains, rains, rains all the time. It's raining in the Ozarks, and my tears and mend my broken heart. Since you left me behind, the sun never shines. It just rains, rains, rains all the time. Since you left me behind, the sun never shines. It just rains, rains, rains all the time. Could y'all hear? Okay? Alright. That song was written by my mother, Crystal McCool, who's playing bass for us tonight. And she wrote it back coming home from a bluegrass festival while it was raining. And she swears that if you listen hard enough, you can hear the beat of the windshield wipers. You can. I haven't yet, but I'm hoping I will. I can. Every song... I know we're all having a tune. Every song we'll hear tonight is off of my brand new album called Back to the Ozarks. Every song on there was chosen in accordance to its significance to the Ozark region, or it's just association with it. only thing worse than having to tune a banjo is having to tune what someone else is tuning.
Tune it as quiet as I possibly can.
I know.
Are you serious? He did all that tuning and forgot to move his capo.
Oh, since you're doing it.
We'll try that from now.
Yeah, just throw the cake
Okay.
on and work.
Hope my banjo's in tune. This song was written by me and my mother, and it started up in Michigan when me and Mom were at a banjo camp. And while I was in banjo classes, Mom was outside waiting for me in the hall. She was pretty bored because she's a fiddle player in a banjo camp. And she started to write a song and just talking about the Ozark region because we'd been home at that time for a pretty long time, like at least a couple of weeks. And so we were both homesick, even though we were having fun. And then afterwards, she's like, "Hey, do you want to help me with the song?" She didn't say, "Hey, do you want to?" I was forced to, but it was the best choice ever. And yeah, okay. And she wrote the first verse. I wrote the second. We kind of collaborated on the chorus, and it turned out pretty good. And that's why we named the album Back to the Ozarks as well.
If you listen to the second verse, which Lillian wrote the second verse, if you listen to it, I felt like I was justified in all these people who are always like, you drag the kid around all these festivals. Are you abusing your child with bluegrass and all this other stuff? And I felt pretty justified that, hey, she actually loves it herself. So, and it's all, if you listen to it and you've been around the square, you'll recognize it as all about the square. So.
Ready?
I'm ready. Are we all in C? Okay.
Everybody ready?
Yeah.
I can hear the Ozark hills a calling, humming through the trees, note familiar melody. It captures my memory, it sends my heart going back to the Ozarks. In my heart I long to go where the white river rolls, down where the leather woods grow. And though I'm far away, I still hear the music play, a fiddle and a banjo keeping time. And I'm always going back there in my mind. I can hear the Ozark hills a calling, humming through the trees, note familiar melody. It captures my memory, it sends my heart going back to the In my mind I replay the closing of the day, when the air was always filled with love and song. And the music seems to me like leaves upon a breeze, abundant as the friends who sing along. We can hear the mountains echoing our song. I can hear the Ozark hills a calling, humming through the trees, no familiar melody. It captures my memory, it sends my heart going back to the Ozarks. I can hear the Ozark hills a calling, humming through the trees, no familiar melody. It captures my memory, it sends my heart going back to the Ozarks.
switch around and get her, call him her banjo. Do you want me to, you need help? You tuning? What do you want to do?
hear myself sing.
Huh?
I can't hear myself singing.
Do you want to go and do you want to do last chance?
Sure. Would we have time to do another song after this one? Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and say Lillian for Christmas this year. For Christmas this year, I asked Santa for a fiddle player like I've been doing every year since my son, who is 29, has been born. And I didn't get one, but Lillian got another banjo. So she actually has, Dwayne Porterfield was so kind when COVID began. He loaned Lillian a fretless gourd banjo, which she has just loved, and it saved her sanity, and therefore it saved my sanity while we were all shut up for so long. But she fell in love with it, and she added it to this song that she's about to do on the recording at the very end, but there's not really a chance to do that live like we would like to. So
I will add that I kind of felt guilty for a long time because on the few occasions that would actually go out in public, I would see Mr. Dwayne walking to the post office or somewhere else, and I would just be hit by guilt that I didn't ask him if he wanted his banjo back. And I was like, but he hasn't asked for it, so why should I give it back? And then I was like, but little did I know she'd actually bought it behind my back. That entire time I was feeling so guilty, and there was no reason for it.
Guilty. Terrible mom.
This next song, while Turner is still tuning, is a old Dillard. It's an old Dillard song, and if you don't know who the Dillards are, they were the Darlings on the Andy Griffith Show. If any of y'all remember what that is, I do. But yeah. Ready? Yep. Ready? Yep. Mom.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Thank you.
I distracted her. I'm sorry.
I'm answering too many questions already.
Now I'm bound away. For some men love the city life, some men crave the town. But I'll be bound for the lonesome woods where I can settle down. Filling a bow and the firelight's glow, you can hear that lonesome sound. I'll leave behind my trouble in mind, go the whole world round. Alone, 100 miles from a wagon track is where I'll build my home. Fiddle and a bow and a firelight's glow, you can hear that lonesome sound. I'll leave behind my trouble in mind, go the whole world round. Seeing the streets of town, I pack my goods for the Arkansas woods, and there I'll settle down. Fiddle and a bow and the firelight's glow, you can hear that lonesome sound. I'll leave behind my trouble in mind and go the whole world round. Fiddle and a bow and the firelight's glow, you can hear that lonesome sound. I'll leave behind my trouble in mind and go the whole world round. We're gonna do one final one. And I was hoping that I'd be able to do this song. I kind of was keeping it as a backup in case we somehow had extra time. But this is a song that is not only extremely fun to play, but is extremely significant as well. Let me see if I can tune.
I think we would make extra time. I don't know. What do you think?
Thank you very much.
Will we make extra time for that song? Oh, yeah.
For a banjo to tune.
Well, not extra
A
time
whole
for
lot
the tune.
doing that.
Would you like to speak? Because I can't.
Yeah. So Lillian's dad is a banjo player. He's a bluegrass style 3-finger banjo player. My mother was a frailing banjo style, and then Lillian comes along and plays clawhammer. So I've literally waited my entire life for a banjo to get in tune, it seems like. So. Ready?
Yeah. Well, while Mama is the main reason why the CD came about. She'd been pitching the idea of a solo album for a long time, but I just never really took to it. And finally, she just told me one day that we were going to go into the studio. And but along the way, we had some fun. I got to record with these amazing people.
Yes.
I love them. Sometimes I don't love this one so much, but I think it's the hair that really annoys me.
I hear Gresham's laugh back there.
Yeah, of course he does. Everybody does. But and I also had my brother and another family friend of ours come in, and also my dad, and Emily Phillips, who played on some of the old time stuff. I don't know if you know her. She's another famous musician here in Mountain View, Arkansas. But anyways, I'm very blessed to have done it, and if you want one, just contact me.
Right. Look at Lillian McCool. All right, very good. Okay, thank you. You coming this way?
Yes,
All right.
that's okay.
Yeah, come on. Come on. Gresham, can you pull up that slide there? Oh, yeah, y'all are coming up next. Y'all are just switching places, basically. Switching out musicians. Oh, God. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, my God. Look at that. Is that not the cutest thing you've ever seen?
Never let Lillian out in your
Okay. Oh, and there they are. The Inn at Mountain View Parlor Pickers. Yeah, that is Scott Poole, Shay Poole, and Lucas Poole over on the left. And is that Jared? That's Jared, yeah. And Crystal and Jackie. So look at that picture. Okay, go to the next one there. Now there she is. They're playing at the. Look at little Lillian. Bless her heart. Bless your heart. Well, look, you're just barely looking over. You're like a little granny on looking over a steering wheel, looking over that microphone there. All right, there she is. All right, very good. And next one. And there she is. That is the youngest ever national champion, old-time banjo picking at Uncle Dave Macon Days. Very good. And this is at the Arkansas Country Music Awards, is that right? For when Twang was nominated. And a princess. There she is. Oh, and she is too cool. Cool is not just in her last name, is in her middle name. And that is her album picture. By the way, if you donate $30 or $60, you get a free gift, and we will send you a Lillian McCool CD. And just to let everybody know, if you would like a CD from any musician that you see here, just message us at the Mountain View meeting place, and we can get a hold of them. Because I know sometimes it's hard to contact musicians. And so, Gresham, can you go back to Mary Parker's? Oh, look at that. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. So, all right. So, So many musicians and old-time music fans have watched this young lady grow up here in Mountain View. And as you saw in the video that we showed before, she's been entertaining folks since she was just a wee little girl. Although she is plenty proficient in and received awards for playing other instruments, the fiddle is her main instrument of choice. Starting with the Music Roots program, and then with the support of her family, especially her late father, Toby. That's a good picture of y'all and Toby. I know he was such a big support. And because whenever you saw Mary, and Toby was right there just cheering her on. And Mary's tremendous talent blossomed in the most profound way. She has won award after award, including a few with her also amazingly talented brother. Go to the next one there. This is where they won the jig championship together. So, boy, if you ever see them two dancing, my goodness, you didn't think legs bent that way, but they are so good. And that's her brother Gordon there, and you've seen play with the Ozark Strangers earlier. Now, Mary doesn't just share her talents with her audiences, but with her students as well. And one of her favorite students is her little sister. Look at that. My goodness. Charlene. Hey, Charlene. All right. Well, I'd like to go through all of her awards, but we do have a time limit on this show, so I'm going to try to give a good summary. I think the latest count is 4 state, 8 first places. Or 9 now. 9 now. 4 state, 9-time first place championship. How about a big hand for that? My goodness. But she's also won flat picking championships, jig dancing. She has been the Ozark Folk Center Female Performer of the Year, and she's been nominated for the Arkansas Country Music Award for Youth Performer of the Year. She's also won many awards with several of the groups that she's played with, including Southern Strings, Banjo, and Twang. So, but anyway, all right. Well, we are so blessed to have this young lady as part of the Mountain View music culture, and we're so grateful to have her play here for us. So how about a great big hand for Mary Parker and the White River Ramblers.
much. Thank you so long. We are tickled to death to be here tonight. Performing for y'all, I'm going to introduce the band for you. Right there, on my far left, is my little annoying brother. And he goes by the nickname Sugarfoot because of the way he dances. So, this is Gordon Parker. On my far right, the shortest member of the group, we have Miss Kaylee Speaks. Would you give her a hand? She's done an amazing job. I'm sure we all recognize her by now. Right here, tallest member of the group, Miss Lillian McCool. Now, next person that's going to sing for you, Mr. Fluffo with the hair right here. Or he goes by the name Tony Rice Jr. And you'll see why, because he's a big fan of Tony Rice. And he's going to do one called Sea of Heartbreak. Also, this one is a new one. We tried it just once Thursday, so I'm not sure how this is going to go. So bear with us.
I threw in the wrong song. That's my fault. I'm sorry. Is everybody ready? You ready? You ready? Y'all ready? Yeah. Okay.
The lights in the harbor, they don't shine for me. I'm like a lost ship adrift on the sea of heartbreak, lost love and loneliness, memories of your caress so divine. I wish you were mine again, my dear. I'm on a sea of tears, sea of heartbreak. How did I lose you? Oh, where did I fail? Why did you leave me? Always a sail, the sea of heartbreak, lost love and loneliness, memories of your caress so divine. I wish you were mine again, my dear. I'm on a sea of tears, sea of heartbreak. Oh, what I'd give just to sail back to shore, back to your arms
going to do goes back more years than we do. We grassed it up a little bit for y'all. One called Ready for the Times to Get Better.
Yes, thank you. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got to tell you, I've been racking my brain, trying to find my way out. I've had enough of this continual pain. Changes are coming, no doubt. It's been a too long time with no peace of mind, and I'm ready for the times get better. It's been a too long time with no peace of mind, and I'm ready for the times get better. You seem to want from me what I cannot give. It's burning holes in my mind. I have a dream that I wish I could live. It's burning holes in my mind. It's been a too long time with no peace of mind, and I'm ready for the times get better. It's been a too long time with no peace of mind, and I'm ready for the times get better. It's been a too long time with no peace of mind, and I'm ready for the times get better. It's been a too long time with no peace of mind, and I'm ready for the times get better. Cousin Sally Brown. All right, thank you so much. We're going to do one more for you. And if you feel the need, if the spirit moves you, feel free to come up and dance. So, we're going to go off with one called Cousin Sally Brown.
My goodness, Mary Parker, ladies and gentlemen. How about another hand for that? Man, I think I lost 5 pounds just watching that. At least I hope so. All right. Hey, Turner Atwell, how long have you been playing? 10, 12 years? 3.5 years? Tony Rice Jr., my goodness. Hey, would y'all like to see some solo stuff from Turner Atwell? I think I'd like to see some solo stuff. Well, not right now. But I tell you what, that young man has blossomed here in Mountain View. And we're so proud to just watch him develop. And I don't want to take anything away from Mary because Mary was awesome. But I do want to call attention to Mr. Turner Atwell. Hey, Turner, really, work up some solo stuff because we would really like to hear more of you. That's what I'm saying. I think that's correct, Gresham. I think that's exactly right, Gresham. He's too shy. So anyway, hey, how about another hand for Mary Parker and the White River Ramblers? My goodness. What a show. My goodness. All righty. Well, hey, we're going to take a quick break here. And we are going to go ahead and turn on the lights there, Gresham. We're going to let people get a little drink of water, get some popcorn. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the Music Roots program. All right. Now we got after the intermission, we got Grace Stormont coming up. But while we're on the break here, I want to talk about the Music Roots program. Now, back when Shelley and I lived in Benton before we bought the bed and breakfast, Shelley and I did some emergency respite at a group foster home called Second Chance Ranch. By the way, if you're looking for a place to donate some money, that's a wonderful place. Wonderful group home. It's like they built an old West town out east of Perrin there, and it's a wonderful organization. But we've always had a special heart for foster kids. Now, here's the game. This is a Music Roots group. The game is spot Kaylee in this group. See if you can spot Kaylee. Can anybody spot Kaylee in the group? Anybody? Anybody? I don't know, boy. It's hard to find, isn't it? Anyway. Anyway, so, but I've always had a kind of a special place in my heart, and so is Shelley, for foster kids, kids who are at risk, and just kids in general. And one of the most special things about Mountain View is the Music Roots program they do. Doug, are you still involved in the Music Roots program? Yeah. All righty. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing I want to call attention to. Of course, this year has been doing all this distance learning and everything. It's been hard, but a lot of the musicians that you see tonight have been connected to, have been in, or have helped out with the Music Roots program. And what it does, it provides lessons, gives kids a free instrument to borrow. They give free lessons, and it's in school, so parents don't have to buy an instrument, they don't have to pay for lessons, and they don't have to take their kids to lessons. And if you know about rural Arkansas, that is a big plus. And it gives a lot of kids an opportunities that they normally wouldn't have. And so I wanted to just kind of promote this organization called Old Time Ozark Traditions. And go ahead to the next slide there, Gresham. So here's a quick little snippet. Very cool. They're great. And here's another group of music roots. Do you recognize anybody in this group here? Can you spot anybody? I know it's hard to see. Yeah, Scott's in the guitar music roots class, so he's learning to play guitar. That's not true. See this? I know it's kind of hard to see, but you see this little girl right here? Who do you think that is? That's Mary Parker. Who's this little girl right here? Kaylee, right? And Gracie Jensen. I don't know if you know Kathy Jensen's daughter is in there somewhere. And does anybody know this young lady? Oakley Smith. And she was one of our first Club Possum performers, and hopefully her and Josh will be back in the summer, but she's off to college now. And so, but the Music Roots program has been a pillar of Mountain View. Back in the 90s, Danny Thomas, who was the superintendent of the school system, realized that a lot of the folks who kept the old-time music alive were passing away, but also that kids needed a source of being able to get music lessons, so they started the Music Roots program. Now, like Doug said, there hasn't been a lot going on because of the distance learning, but that program is absolutely wonderful. And it's more than just learning an instrument. It teaches kids confidence and teamwork when they play instruments with other kids. They also teaches them how to work toward goals. And so it's just a wonderful program that's just more than learning an instrument. So I want to encourage you. There's an organization here in town called Old Time Ozark Traditions, and you can go to their website at oldtimeozarks.com and /contact, and that you can donate to them. Now they have they're in need of some operating funds, and so we haven't had a bluegrass festival and some other of our fundraisers. While they have some funds for Music Roots, some of their operating funds are lacking. So if you would like to donate to an organization that directly affects the Music Roots program, Old Time Ozark Traditions is a wonderful organization, and I highly suggest giving them a good donation. So, for the musicians in the room, how many of you have been involved or came up through Music Roots or taught at Music Roots? So, yep, and just about everybody. That's awesome. And so, it's been a wonderful thing. So please, if you are in the mood for giving, please give please give generously to that organization. All right. Enough of my gabbing. It is time for Miss Grace Stormont. Go on to the first slide there. Boy, her Facebook is full of pictures. Oh, just wait. No, we did show a good first video when we showed the video. That was my first experience with the Ozark Folk Center. And when we went there, I saw Grace and Mary and Gordon and Kaylee. And the other lady was Elena Brewer playing the guitar. Now, you talk about a fantastic musician. I'm hoping that her hand's going to recover and we're going to get her back. But as you saw earlier, Grace Stormont has been playing old-time music for quite a long time. She not only plays old-time banjo, but she's dabbled in some jazz guitar as well. And one of my favorite songs is Georgia on My Mind, which she's required to play when she comes to Club Possum. But she is a true multi-instrumentalist, playing the upright bass, banjo, guitar, fiddle, and pretty much anything else she puts her hands to. Going to do the bassoon next, maybe the tuba. Okay, very cool. She's been through some hard times. Go to the next slide there. Yeah. You know, she's had some hard times, you know, and so you know, and a lot of we've always tried to take up a collection for her to get shoes. She always goes barefoot. Go to the next slide there, Grisham. She loves playing barefoot, just like a good like a Arkansas girl. But even though she can afford shoes now, she still don't like wearing them. Anyway, the Grace has won many awards, including the 2016 Ozark Folk Center Performer of the Year, first place at the 2017 John Henry's Hillberry Harvest Moon Festival Banjo Division Contest. She won first place at the 2018 Arkansas Old Time Banjo Contest and grand champion of that as well. First place at the 2019 Arkansas Old Time Banjo Championship, and she has been nominated for both the 2020 and 2021 Arkansas Country Music Awards for several categories. So, that being said, starting Monday, March 1st, go online to arkansascountrymusicawards.org, Google it, find it, and vote. Because we want a Mountain View sweep. Everybody, Lillian McCool, and I forgot to mention that, Lillian McCool is up for Youth Performer of the Year. Grace is up for several. Pam Setzer is up for Americana Artist of the Year. Who else is up for, I know I'm forgetting some. Earl is up for bass. But go on there, find some Mountain View folks, and vote. We want a Mountain View sweep, the Arkansas Country Music Awards. So, but we are so very blessed to have this young lady. We've kind of watched her grow up too a little bit here. Well, physically, but maybe not so much. Watched your hair grow out. That's true. But we are so blessed to have her here, and I'm also very honored to call her a friend. How about a great big hand for Ms. Grace Stormont?
That's usually how I start off anyway. This is an old English ballad. It's called Lady Margaret. It has a bit of a, paranormal, I guess, twist to it. So it's interesting. Lady Margaret was standing in her own room door, combing her long yellow hair, when who did she spy but sweet William and his bride? As to the churchyard they drew near. The day passed away and the night came on. Most of the men were asleep. Lady Margaret appeared all dressed in white, standing at his bed feet. She said, "And how do you like your own bed? How do you like your sheet? And how do you like your fair young bride that's lying in your arms asleep?" He said, "Very well do I like my own bed, much better do I like my sheet, but most of all that fair young girl that's standing in my bed feet." Then once he kissed her lily white hand, twice he kissed her cheek, 3 times he kissed her cold corpsey lips, then fell into her arms asleep. The night passed away and the day came on.
into the morning light. Sweet William said, I am troubled in my head by the dreams that I dreamed last night. Such dreams as these, I know they mean no good. For I dreamed that my bower was full of red swine and my bride's bed full of blood. He asked, is Lady Margaret in her room, or is she out in the hall? But Lady Margaret lay in a cold black coffin with her face turned to the wall. Throw back those snow white robes, be they ever so fine, and let me kiss those cold corpsey lips, for I know they'll never kiss mine. Then once he kissed her lily white hand, twice he kissed her cheek, 3 times he kissed her cold corpsey lips, then fell into her arms asleep. And that one's also kind of gross, so, you know, like, well, he kissed a corpse, buddy. That's what happened. It's really gross. You don't do that. Our normal people don't, but I guess Mr. William was, and they're all the dudes in old songs are called William. I never got that. Like, anyhow, I'm gonna do another song. And this one is a Jean Ritchie tune. She was a dulcimer player, I believe. And this is called Yellin' and Don't Stop Here Anymore. When I was just a curly-headed baby, my daddy set me down on his knee, saying, son, you go to school, you learn your letters, don't you be no dusty miner boy like me. I was born and raised at the mouth of the Hazard Hollow, where the coal cars rolled and they rumbled past my door. But now they stand in a rusty row of all empties, 'cause the yelling and don't stop here anymore. I used to think my daddy was a black man who was scrip enough to buy the company store. But now he goes to town with empty pockets, and Lord, his face is as white as a February snow. Oh, I was born and raised at the mouth of the Hazard Hollow, where the coal cars rolled and they rumbled past my door. But now they stand in a rusty row of all empties, 'cause the yelling and don't stop here anymore. Never thought I'd live to learn to love the coal dust. I never thought I'd pray to hear those tipples roar. But God, I wish the grass would turn to money, and then them greenbacks would fill my pockets once more. Oh, I was born and raised at the mouth of the Hazard Hollow, where the coal cars rolled and they rumbled past my door. But now they stand in a rusty row of all empties, 'cause the yelling and don't stop here anymore. Last night I dreamed I went down to the office, gonna get my payday like I'd done before. But them old kudzu vines was covering o'er the doorway, and there was leaves and grass growing right up through the floor. Oh, I was born and raised at the mouth of the Hazard Hollow,
I'm gonna do another song. I think I'm gonna call this my last one. It's kind of lengthy. And if you haven't noticed, I really like depressing stuff. So it's just some of my favorite stuff because, you know, life isn't always grand and wonderful. For a lot of us, it can be a very dreary experience. So, and this is actually one that I wrote. It's up for Song of the Year for the ACMAs this year, which is a great honor. It blows my mind. I never thought that would ever happen. But I kind of compiled it because I'd say the first verse is sort of my story. Then the second verse is the story of a lady I was real close to. Yeah, and it's about going through life alone, so y'all should enjoy this. Yeah, and this is called On Your Own. Hope y'all like it. Little crow sitting on my wire line. Why do you come back this time? Did you come to bring good fortune or hard times? You know it's rough this time of year. Hungry cries falling on deaf ears. Even Daddy don't care if we freeze to death before next year. Sometimes blood don't mean a thing. You cry and pray to God you'll get back on your feet. Although it ain't easy to go through life forsaken and alone. It's never too early to figure out you're on your own. Built her a house there on the sand. Said he'd always be her man. But soon the waves came crashing down just like the palm of his hand. Broken ribs and a shattered mind. That's when she knew that it was time gather up all her shattered pieces and go see what she could find. Sometimes the word love don't mean a thing. You cry and pray to God you'll live to see next week. Even though you'd rather die than me alone. Turns out, my darling, you're better off on your own. In time, you'll find your own song to sing. You'll realize that all your trials have made you who you're meant to be. And even on your darkest days, you'll still thank God because you'll know
even stronger 'cause you've made it all alone. Figure out how to make it on your own.
Thanks.
All right. How about another hand for Miss Grace Stormont? Grace, do you mind if Gresham cuts that song and we replay it? Because we want to get that vote out. By the way, all this month and part of next month, we're going to put a video out every day of a Mountain View musician and an who's nominated for Arkansas Country Music Awards. So if you would, go to the Mountain View meeting place when that video comes out and share it. Because we want, well, like I said, we want a Mountain View sweep. So, all right. Well, it has finally come to the last group. And now I want to introduce a young man here. We've talked about, real quick, well, I'm going to talk about Ben in a second. But this young man right here, Little Page, how about a big hand for him? You saw his little picture up there. He was so cute with all the others. Now, where you're going in about a month? Be leaving in August. Where are you going?
Going to Fort Jackson.
For what?
For basic training on reserves.
Hey, how about a big hand for that young man? Hey, I do want to say a quick thank you to all of our veterans, all of our first responders. Thank you for the job that you do. And I forgot to mention, Lillian's father is in law enforcement too, and so big thank you to him and his service. You know, it is a hard time to be in law enforcement right now. But Little Page, thank you for your service. I think that's awesome. Well, this young man who has come all the way from Missouri, great state of Missouri. He is he has taken this Mountain View by storm, coming down here playing this dulcimer like this. But man, I tell you what, we are so glad to have him. And he's a relative newcomer to our little corner of the world, but he has brought his amazing music talent. He's been playing the hammer dulcimer 6 years now, man. But he's really made the most of those 6 years. Go to the next slide there. You know, when I asked about awards, he said also he was won a participation medal in jazzercise, and I happened to find a little video of him at a talent contest. So, man, look at that. Look at him go. Yeah. Look at him go. Man, Ben, you are awesome there. All right, well, we don't need to see the rest of that. Go ahead and go to the next slide there. Do you want to watch Napoleon Dynamite? Y'all have to go home and watch it. All right. But, hey, he's won, I want to talk about his awards. He has won first place at the 2018 Regional Hammer Dulcimer Contest, first place at the Deep South Hammer Dulcimer Contest, and his group, Taller Than You, has won the 2019 Ozark Folk Center Group of the Year. And then you won second place at Nationals. Is that right? Did I miss anything? Oh.
Best looking of the band?
Maybe not.
No.
Maybe not. And not, I don't know, who's the tallest?
Definitely.
Okay. Kaylee, the tallest? Okay. Yeah, that's true.
Oh.
All righty. Well, look here. I don't have any young pictures of Ben, but no, we do have him a little bit here. But we're so glad to have that Ben. And like I said, amazing talent attracts amazing talent, and so we have a stage full of amazing talent right now. So how about a great big hand for Ben Haywood and Taller Than You?
course, we would have problems with the microphones being too short.
It falls out. Okay.
One, two, three, four.
Thank you, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and introduce the guy that's been running sound for you all night and our bass player. Give him a big hand. This is Mr. Gresham McMillan. And also, let's give another hand for the Wildflower Bed and Breakfast and everyone that made this possible this evening. This is a really great event. It's very rare for everybody to be able to get together like this, all the musicians. So let's give a hand to Chris and Shelly and everybody else that made this possible. Good job, guys. So that first one we did was called Angelina Baker. We gave it a little twist. That's called Angelina with a facelift. And the next one we're going to do is called I Ain't Going Down to the River With You. This is one that Grace sings. It mentions a tall, handsome stranger.
No.
Anyway. We mentioned Mr. Dwayne. He performed for you all a little bit ago. Mr. Dwayne taught the girls to carry a Glock going down to the river. So give him a hand for that. Anyway, Miss Grace Stormont on I Ain't Going Down to the River With You. Okay, something's wrong tonight. We're all waiting on the guitar players tonight. That's a little weird. There's something not quite right about it. The banjo players are getting done faster than the guitar players. Something's off.
I'm just assuming I'm in tune. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna tell him it's him if it's me, you know.
If there's
He's not
anything
in
off
tune.
tonight, it's the guitar player.
Yeah, I'm just gonna blame him.
Anyway, it says, I ain't going down to the river with you.
I ain't going down to the river with you like all the girls before. 'Cause in every other town, when they do, they don't come back no more. Tall, handsome stranger whispering sweet in my ear. You're saying every single thing I wanna hear. Never seen a fellow quite so debonair. But there's something in your smile telling me I best beware. I ain't going down to the river with you like all the girls before. 'Cause in every other town, when they do, they don't come back no more. There's stories round here about a killer walking the hill, stalking pretty girls from Knoxville to Thomasville. He's confessed every time, but his daddy's money set him free. And from everything I've heard, he sounds a lot like you to me. I ain't going down to the river with you like all the girls before. 'Cause in every other town, when they do, they don't come back no more. Holly Rose and Sadie, some of your old flames, but you won't add mine to that list of names. I ain't going down to the river with you like all the girls before. 'Cause in every other town, when they do, they don't come back no more. 'Cause in every other town, when they do, they don't come back no more.
Squirrel Hunters is next. Squirrel Hunters. This next one we're gonna do for y'all is a bluegrass song, and it's a little old time as well. It's well.
I don't know what it is. It's something.
To normal people, there's not really a difference, but we did it an old time version, I guess. This is Squirrel Hunters, and this is a new one on us. So if the squirrel dies, that's why, because it's very new and we just did it like not even 3 hours ago. So we'll see how it goes. I'll go ahead and introduce our dobro player to you. He's already been introduced. Give him another hand. Mr. Little Paige Sims on dobro. And our featured fiddler. You've already heard some of her awards tonight. Miss Kaylee Speaks. I take back what I said about the banjo player. Pretty good.
It's fine.
This next one is one called Hangman's Reel. This one's on our CD. We recorded it about 2 years ago. No, 2019, right?
Yeah.
Early 2019. It's a complete live CD. There's some for sale back there. It was a lot of fun to make. It was our first recording experience, and this is one of my favorites. This is one of the first ones I learned, and Gresham can recall playing this with Rick Thumb. He actually built my dulcimer. He's a fantastic hammered dulcimer player.
Back when I was his age.
Back when he was my age, playing with him at the Ozark Folk Center. So Gresham knows this one like the back of his hand. And I'll go ahead and introduce our guitar player for him. This is Kaylee's brother, who's been up here a few times. He is a great bass player. He can play just about anything, and he's a pretty phenomenal guitar player. Mr. Chandler Speaks, everybody. Ready? Just go straight into it. gonna do one more for y'all. This is probably my favorite one that we do. This is called Buffalo Wild Wings.
No, it's not.
It's not?
No.
I'll go ahead and introduce our banjo player. I forgot about her down there. All
kind of been introduced.
depressed.
I mean-
You've been introduced like good 5 times. Grace Stormont.
Banjo!
Hi. We're gonna do one more for y'all, and then I think we have a grand finale after this one. So I hope you've all enjoyed the show. We've had so many great performers up here. So give a hand for everybody that's performed tonight. They've all done a fantastic job. We're taller than you. Thank you for having us.
All right, well, we're going to turn the lights on. If you have an instrument, grab it, because we're all playing. All right, Lillian, I'm going to scoot around behind you here. Go ahead and grab your banjo. All right, well, go ahead, Gordon.
Yeah, make me two.
Oh, shoot.
Bring a guitar, Doug. Dadgummit. All right, well, hey, if you don't have an instrument, you got two hands, and you can clap it. So, I don't think everybody's going to fit on stage. I do have faith that George Halsey has built a stage secure enough, but not everybody does to get up there. But before we have our grand finale, I want to say thank you so much. We had a lot of donations. We've had a lot of we've raised a good amount of money. Thank you so much for everybody who contributed, everybody who bought CDs, and also I want to say thank you so much to our wonderful musicians and for playing tonight and coming and playing and keeping Club Possum alive and everything that you do for Mountain View.
What are y'all doing here? Yeah, I don't know why y'all are over here. We're not doing light.
Well, Gresham, I think Gresham did take a shower this week, so. Anyway, but hey, really, I do want to thank all of our musicians. Thank you guys so much for everything that you do. You know, I think people don't really think about, if you went to your job and they said, hey, we want you to work for a month or two and practice, and then we'll start paying you, you wouldn't do that. But that's the way musicians work. They practice hours and hours and hours at home for the performance that you see here. and they don't get paid a dime for that. So we're so glad that they have decided to come and play for us. So I think what's our song going to be?
Arkansas Travelers.
All right, so Arkansas Traveler. Hey,
The Arkansas National Anthem.
That's right. If you're at home, pick up an instrument, clap
Or if
along,
you're a
stomp
dancer.
along. Or if you're a dancer, come up and dance. All right. Thank you guys so much. And why don't you take us out, Ben? All right.
That's the wrong song, Mary.
Come on, Doug. Show us how it's done.
Good night, folks.